explode.
So we had
it's gross.
So it's kind of like a bomb.
Yeah,
Yes.
so Kate had a bunch of bottles in her car, and then we had our first brew location was basically the office of an old Jiffy Lube. It was pretty bad. And we had no control over the heating or the air, and our landlord never turned on the air conditioner. So it was one summer where it got up to 105 degrees, and all of the beer in Kate's car and in the brewery just exploded everywhere.
It was a trip.
So
owning a business is, in fact, cool and fun.
Are you into this? Bottle conditioning. That's
Yeah.
when we moved to CO2.
Yeah, that's a good explanation. The difference between what we call bottle conditioning and what we call CO2. So, if you're at a beer, a bottle shop, and you see it says bottle conditioned, treat that beer so delicately. Carry it nicely. Keep it cold. Open it slowly over a sink.
They actually can condition.
Yeah.
Sierra Nevada Pale Ale cans.
Yeah.
It's really cool,
delicious
actually.
Pale Ale too.
It's don't even
Betsy's
get me
all-time
started.
favorite.
Yeah, it's one of my
Number
Why
one
we're all
favorite
sitting
beer.
here today.
Was it revolutionary for you, in college, where you're like, holy shit, this is
It
what
was,
beer's supposed to taste like?
That's my favorite conversation of how you got started in craft.
Well, my first experience with craft beer, growing up in St. Louis, you have Budweiser or you have Schlafly. So I kind of knew, but I didn't understand what craft beer was. Schlafly is craft, but it's fine.
That's a killer name.
And there's a cool story behind that. So if you know who Phyllis Schlafly is, she was she's the mother of the American conservative movement in the 60s and 70s, and really
she's tattooed on my arm. Chris.
Yeah.
You don't know her?
Yeah. She's revolutionary.
She's got some crazy ideas that a lot of Republicans today would probably really enjoy. But her and she hated alcohol. She hated beer.
Hated beer.
So her
She
nephews.
sounds like a real dump in the pan.
Part of the reason her
a real
nephews
bummer.
started this brewery, part of why they did it is because they hated Aunt Phyllis so much that they wanted to really
Stick their name on it. Yeah.
And
That's
the brewery,
awesome.
The brewery
Yeah.
still exists today.
That's so great.
Yeah. It's a real big middle finger.
So I kind of knew about craft beer, not really, and then I moved to Denver in 2000, and I was at some house party, and somebody gave me a beer that I think was a Breckenridge Honey Brown Ale that I thought was disgusting because I didn't understand what craft beer was, and then I was like, this is gross, where is this the Bud Light? Being in Denver, Fat Tire was everywhere, and so I started to learn more about craft beer, and so that's how I got into it. It was really Fat Tire. But Sierra Nevada Pale Ale is one of the greatest. It's the pale ale that all other pale ales are judged against. It's the blind beer most of the time.
It's big at live music shows and
and so
the hippies love it.
Oh yeah.
They were revolutionary. So Sierra Nevada is one of the beers that laid down craft beer for the rest of us.
Yeah.
So, hold on, though. Once y'all started brewing the beer and getting better and changing over to CO2, when was it all right, we're at this point where,
We're on to
Betsy's
something?
I'd pay $5 for that.
So,
and then you're
yeah.
let's fucking
Let's do it. So we started off, I think, kind of not conventionally. So that space Betsy was talking about, the office of a Jiffy Lube, we were truly in the center of a building, in the center of a warehouse, no windows, the middle office room, 300 square feet. We had to get a custom system built for us. It was a 1-barrel system. It's basically home brewing.
2 kegs at a time.
Yeah, 2 kegs at a time. A teeny tiny little system. And from our concept, we were all at the time that we got that space working full-time jobs. And right now, the way that we're functioning 6 years later, Betsy is the only one who's at full-time at Lady Justice. The rest of us are still working full-time. So we're really slow and careful with our movements, which we're learning is not so common. But in that space...
Well, when you give all your money away, you gotta...
Yeah, when you give all your money away, when your concept
you gotta
is...
do stuff differently.
Here, we're going to give money away. Banks are like, cute for you, friend. Bye! So we rented a space that we knew we could afford, and we, instead of opening a traditional tap room, we did a membership model. So you purchased the membership. We used that money to go toward the beer, and anything left over went back into the community. So we never took a cut. That was not our forever plan. And we're finally now with the taproom at a space of being able to pay Betsy. So it's been a really slow build toward that. So figuring out some recipes, brewing them over and over again until we were like, we could sell this beer. We started serving it to friends. We had that group of Americorp friends and their partners, and like any friends, family members who were interested, we would be like, y'all come around and drink this. Would you buy this with money? And that kind of like blind taste test. And our friends were really brutally honest. Sometimes we made really shitty beer, and they were like, nah, we don't want that.
Those are good friends.
Want to hear a funny story?
Go for it.
Tell it.
What?
Yeah, we love funny stories.
Oh.
Please. Our listeners like it even more than us. We can pause this if you need to.
Now it kind of feels like, what if it's not funny?
Yeah,
that was a long pause. Holy
So-
shit, you better deliver.
I know.
Yeah, it was Paul.
But first of all,
Yeah.
good thing y'all are paying Betsy's salary, but
Yeah.
she's used to living at the poverty level. So you can
Yeah, which is great because
$10,000.
So
brewers make
$11,000 is perfect for me.
brewers make shit.
$1,000
$1,000 bonus.
She's
Yeah.
like, I'm not paying my wife $11,000. Like, fuck, we have a mortgage. Denver ain't cheap.
This is what I'm saying, though. That's where I left off. I want to.
No, I am in my story. Remember? I was going to tell a
I
funny
just
story.
stopped in the middle of the story when. we
No, you
paused.
didn't. We were done.
No, you're like, yeah,
It
Betsy's
wasn't
got
that
a funny
good.
story.
Okay.
Betsy's got a funny
You're right.
one.
Yeah.
If yours is good, we'll come back to it.
You'll never know the rest of Lady Justice. End of discussion.
God,
Wow.
we love so much.
Wow.
Oh.
Wow.
All right, Betsy, you have really small shoes
So
to fill.
listen.
Get to work.
We did an Indiegogo crowdsourced, fundraiser to raise money for Lady Justice. And we needed to raise, our goal for the fundraiser, the campaign itself is $15,000. And then like internally we knew we needed to, raise about $20,000. And we raised it really fast. So we launched day one. We were fully funded, in 8 days. So
Hey.
it was really cool. So we were doing a good job, and we're like, okay, maybe this is a good idea, and people are into it. And so when you went to the front page of Indiegogo, we were a trending fundraiser. So we were on the front page of Indiegogo for the month of July in the year 2015. But
Congrats.
thank you. But you know who else was on the front page of Indiegogo in July of 2015?
David Duke.
Man justice?
No.
The
Donald
country
Trump?
of Greece.
Oh,
The
fuck.
country of Greece had gone bankrupt in the spring of 2015, and they had an Indiegogo campaign as well.
To just make money as a country.
Just have
Damn,
money
how
as a country.
sad is that?
So
We were
when
the
you
two
went
trending.
to the front page of
Or next to Greece.
when you went to the front page of Indiegogo, it was the country of Greece and Lady Justice Brewing as the top trending fundraisers, and we made our goal way before Greece ever did. I don't even know if Greece
I
made
would've-
the goal.
The Germans covered their debt.
Yeah.
If I know my foreign policy as well as I think I do, the Germans now own Greece for
Yeah.
unrelated 1940 reasons.
I would have definitely doubted, like, should I throw money at Greece or should I support
Be like-
Lady Justice Brewery?
Yeah, we have a lot of supporters in Greece now. Angela Merkel is a
bunch
really
of
big
spy
fan of ours.
donations, like Spaniards, like fuck the Greeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the Lebanese of Betsy's life
Yeah, yeah.
yelling, "We made hummus."
Okay, yeah, the Lebanese cuisine is far superior to the Greek cuisine, and the Greeks stole it all from us, and that's a
I
different
apologize
podcast
in advance
altogether.
on behalf of my wife, who is.
We like to call it Mediterranean food here on this
Yeah,
podcast.
just keeping it
we
safe.
are all
Because
inclusive.
it's
So please,
You know who's not?
You know, it's- you
Lady
know what's
Lebanon
not
over here.
Mediterranean food.
Lady
Alright.
Lebanon.
Y'all.
Princess Jasmine, please tell us more about
Yeah,
how the Greeks
continue.
suck at food.
They stole it all from us. Just okay.
What-
go
what-
to
what do you
Lebanon and
put
have
on
their
your-
hummus.
Okay,
and
but
then
they
go to
don't call it
Greek.
the Lebanon diet. They call it the Mediterranean diet.
What's on a Lebanese gyro? Please tell
like
me.
all the good stuff,
Less
only
French
better.
fries?
Yeah.
Well, gyros aren't so big. No, gyros stay Greek, but like when we're I just made shakshuka this morning, trying to be a good Polish wife by stepping in and making Lebanese food. But
is that not Israeli food?
oh my god,
It's all
We should-
over there.
we should move on.
Mediterranean.
I make a good shakshuka.
You know.
Middle Eastern. It's
Chris,
Middle Eastern.
who's from Alabama, also does a very good Greek shakshuka.
See, I will say mine is Lebanese.
But mine
If
is
that's
better
helpful.
because it's Lebanese.
Yeah.
Yours is authentic.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to beer.
Who has the best dolmas in Denver?
Oh,
Oh, in Denver.
what's it called?
I don't know. I'm guessing.
That we just ate at Salt and Grill.
Oh,
in
Salt and
Arvada.
Grill. Salt and Grill is very, very, very good. Legit.
Really?
Yeah. 64th and
Family
Ward.
is Syrian.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
But yeah, good Middle Eastern food. Family is Syrian, but they do a really good job. There's also like
Why was there a butt in there?
because
Because she's trying to say, like, they're Syrian and not Lebanese.
Lebanon.
Y'all.
Oh my God!
Listen, the entire foundation of the world's cuisine started in Lebanon, and if
She's
you
got
fight me on
y'all.
this,
Holy shit.
Well, I'm pretty sure the English fault a lot of folks over spices, so I can actually give you a little credit.
So,
Thank you.
made
So
me fail
since
on that one.
y'all
Oh
do
my
get
God.
back to the community, I'm taking it that y'all fund a lot of
Lesbian
Lesbian?
Lebanese. Hey,
Lebanese?
that is.
Yeah.
I mean, that's Betsy's title, the lesbian Lebanese.
you know, I don't know that we've actually ever funded any Lebanese folks from Lady Justice Brewery.
We fund
before.
her.
You fund me. I
Well,
pay
well,
myself.
Y'all do have a real. Yeah, that's good. Well done. There's the funny joke. You are a comedian.
Oh my God! Thank you so much. Turn your trauma into comedy.
In addition to open mic nights that y'all do on the occasional Thursdays, y'all do actually support a lot of folks, not only in our local community, but even our neighbors down the street. In fact, I think what Chris is drinking on now, and I'll actually let you go ahead and fill that in. So, like when we talk about supporting other communities and Lebanese chefs maybe are left by the wayside here at Lady Justice, y'all do have some really noble stuff going on.
Yeah. So when we moved out of our original space that was production only and people
Jiffy
picking
Lube.
up when
The
we moved
snuff
out of the
room
Jiffy
at
Lube. Yeah, when we moved out of the office at Jiffy Lube, we knew that our next step was a tap room, and we knew that we would have to change our business model, which was really tricky because how do you tell people, hey, we're going to have like rent to pay and people to pay. We can't donate all of our proceeds. So we took a lot of time to do mission alignment in 2020, which was perfect timing. We bought this tap room in February of 2020, closed March 15th, and then the world closed 2 days after. So lucky for us.
When you say
You mean,
like,
like,
we,
closed
our,
on
closed
the
due
building.
to closed on the building.
Our lease went into
Our
effect
lease
on
went
March
into effect,
15th.
and then 2 days later we couldn't open.
That's when we became friends. When
Yeah.
I was like, y'all literally call it the roughest. Like,
Yeah.
Y'all couldn't have gotten a worse like.
Yeah, we got a
playbook. Y'all
raw deal.
Yeah. By the
Can't
way, we're
wait to
going to open
open.
restaurants, but not breweries. right
Yeah,
now.
it was a rough ride. However, because we were small and scrappy before, we were able to really piece it together pretty quickly and do a to-go model. And beyond that, reformulate our mission. And so we've now reformulated that we have dual missions. So one part continues to be the CSB, which is what we call our membership model, community supported brewery. It's like CSA agriculture model, but for beer. So folks come in and pick up 2 32-ounce growlers of beer every other month that we're specially brewing for them. And 100% of proceeds after the cost of purchasing grain and all the pieces that go into that beer for the year went out to 2 different organizations. So we did Frontline Farming and we did Rangeview High School's Girl Rising program. So for 2021, they both received $4,000 of grant money that came just from beer drinkers. So those are folks who know this isn't a tax write-off situation because it can't be with alcohol. However, they thought, why wouldn't I give money to something that's awesome and get beer in return? So we have hopes of bringing all those folks together in December of 2021 and having, just like having a party and talking about nonprofits.
That's only like a half of Betsy's salary y'all donated.
Yeah,
No
it's
big
great.
deal.
It's basically freedom for her. And
Well,
then for
grand
the,
total, it was 8,000. I think for the year, we're probably close to like 14,000.
yeah, we've given much more.
Oh.
So
Now we're over
So
it. Now we're
This is both of y'all's
Yeah.
salaries. Come
Yeah.
on.
what a
This
gift!
is,
What a treasure for us. And then the Tapper model, we moved from. We used to be an L3C, so low profit limited liability company, which is what Tom's Shoes is. That's like the best way to think about it. Whatever comes in the door goes out the door.
That place
So-
still, does Tom still exist?
Sure
Oh,
does.
he's making shoes for the least crunchy people in the world.
Oh yeah, you can
Like,
get
every
Tom's
Dick and
Wedge.
Dad has got
Yeah.
a pair of Toms now.
Oh,
They
yeah.
don't really, their
But
their
that was-
durability is weak. That's
But
all
at
I'm
the
going
same
to
time, the
say.
mission statement
Yeah.
was strong, and
Yeah.
that you buy a pair of shoes, they give a pair of shoes to
So
someone
we were the
else.
same thing, and in our dream world, it was buy beer, give a beer. But instead, it was like you buy a beer, we give the money from the beer. So when we got the tap
Well,
room,
the old joke, there's sober kids, insert here.
yeah, what
Y'all
a
could have
gift!
really run with that.
I know it. Listen, just give
We're
a
gonna
bunch
have
of
to
kids
rebrand.
beer. So that's the other piece. Our mission statement is completely formulated to promote the status of women and girls in the state of Colorado through grants. And so that's what we